Hey everybody, it's JT from Vapestarsnetwork.com. Hope everybody had a good Christmas, good holidays. If you're still chilling, you still hadn't gone back to work, I'm a little bit mad at you, but I'm not mad at you. Today, we're going to go over a rebuildable atomizer, quick review from eCiggity.com. Going to talk about the Kayfun 3.1 clone from ePro. EH-Pro, ePro, whatever. I'm going to have a quick vape. We'll do the thing. Okay, so right off the bat, let's get some details out of the way. eCiggity.com, $59.99 right now. Comes in a nice little presentation case. It will come with a frosted tank section for the middle there, and also a stainless section that you can replace. I like to kind of see the juice in the middle. It's kind of my style, but you can also replace that middle and have a fully stainless atomizer. Looks pretty cool too. It'll come with that. Comes with this Kayfun style drip tip and also an adapter, right? A drip tip adapter. Tell you right now, without the adapter, pretty much none of my drip tips will fit. With the adapter, it does. But I'll tell you, it adds a little size. It adds a little extra length. You know, that might not bother you. But the original Kayfun style drip tip works just fine. Most people like that look. Comes with some extra O-rings and screws. That's pretty nice. There you go. Details. All details. If you are not familiar with a Kayfun or Kayfun style atomizers, they're awesome. In my opinion, it took some time to get used to, and I want to stress this kind of right off the bat. In my experience, when I got my first Kayfun style atomizer, it gave me a hard time. I'm not gonna lie. It took me 6 or 7 builds to get it not to give me dry hits or to not flood, but I eventually found the build that works for me, and I hit the ground running, and I haven't looked back ever since. One of the main things is that I was used to a very open draw. Okay, I was using Genesis atomizers and dripping atomizers with larger than stock holes on them. So to go to a very tight draw, in my opinion, that was tough. But friends told me, look, just you'll get used to it. You kind of have to adjust and change your vaping style a little. They were right. It took some time, but they have grown on me, and they're a huge part of my vaping arsenal or day-to-day vaping. I will say I use a Kayfun style atomizer probably 60% of the time, maybe 70% of the time. The rest of the time I use a Genesis atomizer or a dripping atomizer. I've gotten used to a slightly tighter draw. The 3.1 clone does have adjustable airflow. This is all on this bottom of the base here. Okay, you've got an air hole. You've got an air hole that has the adjustment screw in it, and then you've got a juice fill hole over here on the side, and that's got a small flathead screw in it as well. To fill this atomizer, I use these really cool syringe tips. They work perfectly. Take the screw out, run it in there, fill it up. Beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Now, I have taken the air adjustment screw totally out. Put it back in the box so I wouldn't lose it. That's how I vape on this atomizer. Every day, all day. Been weeks I have been vaping that. I have kind of been waiting to have some leakage issues from taking that screw all the way out, some flooding issues. I have got none of that. Once or twice I noticed a little bit of leakage coming from the fill hole, but a friend of mine recommended to clean out the threads on that fill hole very well. I did. Haven't had any leakage issues yet, or so far, as soon as I did that. The flavor produced by these, once you get a good build, is excellent. It rivals dripping atomizers. It's not quite like a dripping atomizer, but it comes pretty close. And I mean, you've got 4.5 milliliters of juice on you at all times in a tank with great flavor. That's hard to beat. You know, you don't have to carry your bottle around and drip. And there's still going to be a time for dripping. You know, this might not take over your vaping style totally, but it's a great addition in my opinion. It's just a good quality vapor that you get. Now, I will have some people disagree with this, and that's fine. I'm a big boy. Kayfun style atomizers are not cloud machines. They're just not. And this has been my experience, and my experience only. But my drippers and even my Genesis atomizers blow my Kayfun style atomizers out of the water in the vapor production category. That's just me, maybe. Okay? These things are not meant to be, in my opinion, cloud makers. That's just not what they're for. This is for a good quality vape from a pretty good quality atomizer. Okay? You might get great clouds. That's awesome. That's not my focus. You know, strictly vapor production is not something that is terribly important to me. It's a variable, right? It's just a piece of the puzzle. If you are dead set on the biggest clouds, that's fine. But I don't think the Kayfun style atomizer is really going to be your optimal choice, right? That's just me. Some people will disagree and they will say that they can fill up a whole room with a cloud from a Kayfun or Kayfun style. Awesome. That's cool. That's not important to me, but that's not what these bring to the table, in my opinion. I build mine at 0.9 ohms across the board. That's what I build my Kayfun style atomizers at. That's what I do. You go too low, and I hear that some of the insulators, it's just not an optimal resistance to vape at. So I keep mine at 0.9 ohm. You know, experiment and find what works for you is always the best bet. I enjoy this atomizer. Something to think about. While it is attached to your device, whatever mod, whatever device you're using, you can adjust your airflow and you can refill your tank without taking it off of your device. Nice flush fit, great build. Some people, myself included, would rather have up here, it is a very squared off design, these corners. I would rather see a little bevel there or rounded edges, something like that. But that's nothing. It has nothing to do with performance. I will be doing a quick comparison of the 3.1 clone and the Kayfun Lite Plus clone very soon. And it kind of brings basically the same thing to the table, but with a couple differences. So, big thing, adjustable airflow. If you have a Kayfun Lite clone and without an airflow adjustment and it's just too tight of a draw for you, it will definitely open up a bit with the 3.1 clone. That being said, I really enjoy this style of atomizer. If you haven't used this style of atomizer and you're used to a huge open draw, it's going to take some getting used to. If you've never tried one and you don't really drill out your air holes on other atomizers really huge, I think you'll be able to step into something like this and really enjoy it right off the bat. But it took some getting used to for me. That's a quick look at the 3.1 Kayfun clone from esiggity.com. Thanks, everybody. See you next. Real quick, I usually and lately have been doing a review portion for a product and then following up with an up-close look, tutorial style. I didn't do that with the 3.1 clone. There is a lot of information out there on Kayfun's, Kayfun 3.1, and Kayfun clones from a lot smarter, a lot more experienced people than myself. So I kind of hate to send you elsewhere and make you look further, but if you know me, you know I think that's a good thing to do the legwork, do your homework. But there's a lot of information out there on the internals of this. So just a quick word on why I didn't do an up-close look at this specific atomizer.